I got 45,000 miles on the original tires, and this stuff that happened here in St. Louis this week literally had me sliding on rails all over the place. I just had to hit the gas and kind of turn the wheel back and forth to kind of. Have you ever had that problem? It's a talkie. You can talk.
How many miles do you have on them tires?
45,000 factory. They're factory tires.
Oh, well, yeah, I think your outrage is definitely warranted since 45,000 miles on a pair of tires and they slid the freaking ice.
All right. Well, hey, everyone. Oh, hi. Go ahead, Ernie. You're on. Talk.
Oh, by all means, sir.
You have control.
Yes,
oh, okay. Now, hi, everyone. Welcome to the Dirty Heinous Show. I'm Murph. Across the screen here, that's Ernie. Ernie, how you doing?
I'm fat, dumb, and happy.
All right. As you can see, there's no dirty, no heinous this week. We got a lot of stuff changing in the next week or two. Next week, a whole new show titles. No dirty, no heinous, no dirty heinous show. That's going to be the easiest way to do this. It's no, but I don't have a problem with that. It's simple, simple arithmetic. You
no one can spell heinous.
That's true. That's true. And you spell it with 4 letters, starting with an A. I don't get it.
And for some reason, the passwords never work.
That's true too. That's true. But next week we'll have a new show title. You'll be able to find us here on YouTube live every Wednesday night. We're coming to you from Murphy's on 21, an establishment I'm proud to be part owner of here. We'll also have live call-ins starting next week. You'll be able to call and be a part of the show, talk about anything that's on your mind, or contribute to the topics we've got at hand. Some of the things we'll be talking about this week. A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. You ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right, we got that. That's one of our big topics. We'll start off with that in a few minutes. We're going to talk about President's Day, the holiday earlier this week. Also on agenda, a accidental suicide.
She died?
She's dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but she's dead.
That sucks.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. An accidental suicide of a publicly elected official, no less.
Wow.
Yeah, wait till you hear the details on this one. It's coming up later in the show. We've also, what else we got to talk about? We'll be discussing the national anthem. The national anthem is one of the things that we'll talk about after we talk about President's Day. And then later in the show, the topic I'm looking forward to, because it was a new experience for me that was completely tripped upon by accident.
This wasn't at the other club. Go on.
Yeah, no. This was a completely different experience for me. It was cam chatting. It's like internet chat, but it's all webcam-based chatting.
That's just a real easy way to go to jail.
I can see where some of the people should have.
You talk about an accidental felony.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. It's very, very strange. It's something I wasn't even aware existed until I found it the other day. Completely.
I'm guessing like a train wreck. You couldn't look away.
I hung out for about. Well, we'll talk about that later. We've got a whole show to do. We're just getting things started, everyone. This is the Dirty Heinous Show. I'm Murph. This is Ernie. Let's jump right into it. Alex Rodriguez coming back to baseball this year. The guy's going to be 40. I get he's a 14-time All-Star, but does a handwritten letter absolve him of everything he's done wrong in his baseball career here? Everything he's done in regards to performance-enhancing drugs. Everything he's done in regards to denial of it.
I'll cover this again. What drugs was he on again?
All of them? I don't know.
Do you have any idea?
He's been accused of PEDs, but,
Which ones?
Yeah, I know. I mean, we don't know which ones.
I didn't know what PED was until you just said that.
Performance-enhancing drugs.
I kind of put that together.
Okay,
anyhow.
It's not like your webcam chat stuff you're getting to.
No, it was the same
That's
thing.
a different type of PED.
To me with Mark McGuire. What he was using, to me, wasn't illegal. Now, you can go down to GNC and buy performance-enhancing drugs, and if you want to get stupid technical with it, if you have a massive headache and take aspirin, and that makes your headache go away and you play better, that's performance-enhancing. So is Gatorade.
Okay.
So the line needs to be drawn in the sand, just a very hard line. This is illegal. Everything else is not.
But what do you do when you get caught doing something illegal? What should the penalty be? Is that something stiff enough to where you say you're just done with the game? You're killing the integrity of the game? Or is it, hey, you're being the best player you can. We don't blame you for trying, but we did ban that, so now we got to slap you on the wrist.
This is the most un-American thing I'm going to say all night. I don't believe there is integrity to the game in baseball anymore.
Really?
I mean, the game has all kinds of integrity as long as you're still bringing money to the team. When you start costing baseball, then it's about integrity. I noticed because he's been doing these for a long time.
Well, very possibly. I mean, he's
So-
had a 20-year career. Like I said, he's a 14-time All-Star.
Why didn't this come out, in his heyday?
Well, now keep in mind, as the cat and mouse game goes, when it comes to breaking the rules, you're only one step ahead of the other guy, whether you're the good guy or the bad guy. It's back and forth, back and forth. As soon as they come up with a test to detect what he's doing, someone else is going to come up with a drug that can't be detected. Then they got to come up with a new test, and it'll go back and forth until you get caught. It's inevitable. If you're trying to play that catch me if you can game, eventually you're going to win for a while.
It sounds like he's been hanging out with Jose Canseco.
Canseco, Bonds, McGuire potentially. I mean,
Well,
there's a list of guys.
See, to me, Jose Canseco is the biggest narc the game ever had.
But there's a list of guys that could all be potentially thrown into that same category. And I'm a big believer, one and done.
Well-
If you get caught doing it, you're just done with the game.
I mean, and again, to me, I kind of lump the performance-enhancing drugs in with Tommy John surgery.
No, I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
The Tommy John surgery, now I'm not a fan of it as an elective surgery, but I am a fan of it as a career prolonging surgery.
As a reconstructive surgery, I get it.
Now, you're always going to find a doctor who's willing to write you a prescription for whatever you want
Yes.
and to say this is required, as is my next beer here as I pour another Bud Select.
Are we getting paid by them?
Not yet, but we're going to work on it. That's the whole idea of our.
We're not getting paid yet.
Yeah, the more we drink, the better the show gets, fans. Assuming you're a fan, you didn't just trip across this website. We are live tonight here on YouTube. We're coming to you Wednesday night. It is February 17th?
18th.
18th? It's a Wednesday night. I know that much. Just after 7 o'clock Central Time. Like I said, starting next week, we'll be right back here, and we'll be live again every Wednesday night, including your phone calls.
History has been made tonight.
Not yet. It's only my second beer.
We started only 10 minutes late.
That's a good point. Dave, are we feeding live? Have we confirmed we're online?
Yes, we are online.
Are we recording locally too?
I do believe so.
In our editing deck, are we red on the camera that we're recording locally under the preview monitor? Sometimes I feel like I got to go over to the other side and see what's going on.
He's like looking at big old nasty gash or something.
It could be. What are all those hatchet wounds on your
poopinggrannies.com,
screen, dude?
fisting midgets.
This isn't one of those campsites. It's totally different. Which we'll get to that. I promise. There's more to come. There's a lot more to come. Okay, but anyway, still on your Alex Rodriguez
Yes.
and the idea of the performance-enhancing drugs and the Tommy John thing. Again, if you're just trying to pick up a couple miles an hour in your fastball and you decide to have Tommy John surgery, I think you're an idiot.
Mhm.
But at the same time, if you were in a car crash and break your leg and you have surgery to fix your leg, and you come back and can still perform at a major league level, what's the difference?
If you tear yourself up during the season and they give you steroids,
Because there are steroids.
yes.
I believe cortisone is very common use.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's illegal in baseball.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're localized, but
Enhancing drug to me.
I guess, but that's where do you draw the line? Now, obviously, anabolic steroids, anything that gives you a performance edge, and I get the arguments. You still have to hit the ball in order to play at that level.
I think these guys are getting caught with this stuff at about the same. They're starting to cost baseball or major organizations that start costing them money.
How are they costing them money?
Well, A-Rod hasn't produced for the Yankees in years, has he?
Oh gosh, yeah, he's
When?
still a draw. I mean, well, he did last year because he was on the bench.
It's just like his batting was kind of shitty last year.
Yeah, but he's still an incredible draw for, like I said, a 14-time All-Star.
I thought that New York hated him for the last couple of years.
They might have the past couple of years. Once you get caught cheating. But,
Well, 1 year.
But you know what? Any other sport, any other group of sports fans, you start winning, and they're going to come back to you. They're going to be your biggest fan. Like, we had Albert Pujols here in St. Louis for years. There's a lot of talk that he's been on performance enhancing. But into that, I'm one of the few that only believes he didn't do any type of performance enhancing drugs. I don't believe he's as old as he says he is. So I don't believe everything that comes out of his mouth. But I also don't believe he did any performance-enhancing drugs.
Like I say, a lot of the performance-enhancing drugs, it's this, Lance Armstrong, what an outrage. Who cares? He made the Tour de France watchable for most Americans, and again,
but you gotta care. You gotta care because again, that's why I'm a big fan of the one and done philosophy. If you're doing PEDs, I get you want that $1 million job. I get you want to keep your spot on the roster. I get there's other guys gunning for you constantly, but at the same time, you've got to be able to sit back and say, "Hey, I've got to play this game to the best of my God-given ability, not to the best of my scientific enhanced ability." That's a totally different ballgame. At some point, like you brought up Tommy John earlier, where do you draw the line as far as what is allowed performance enhancing and what's not? Where do you say now you're a robot?
Well,
and the $6 Million Man was a fictional show in the 70s, but we're getting closer and closer to that being a potential reality. The idea of robotics being implanted in people to make their performance better, to replace limbs,
I'm still very upset. I figured, when I was young, that by this time we would have completely aftermarket parts for the body. You get yourself a nice set of Holly lungs or a nice Edelbrock heart.
Well, they're coming. They're coming. They're out there.
When?
We've got mechanical lungs.
Because if that's the case, I'm going to keep smoking and just hot rod the shit out of myself later.
Yeah, I don't know if I go that far.
Anyway, back to the baseball. You
should be at the bottom of the list for guys allowed to get them if you're going to continue smoking. That's a personal decision for you.
Most of my opinions come from Mark McGwire being run out of St. Louis the way he was, which I thought was a shame. Because in my eyes, between him and Sammy Sosa, they saved baseball. That's when the fans came back. Okay. And I think people just up and turned around and crapped all over him. And in my eye, they were very vague when they went after him for that. Performance-enhancing drugs. Well, what was it?
See, I see it differently. I recall it differently than you do. I recall the fans standing behind him up until he wouldn't fess up. No one ever tried to call him out on it during the 98 home run
Are you talking about when they called him in front of Congress?
Not just Congress. Every other time they talked to him about it. I'm not here to talk about the past. In Congress is the most famous example. But he never fessed up at that time. Yeah, oh, come on, you did it.
To me, that was one of those things that was...
He didn't have plausible deniability. He flat out said, I'm not here to talk about it. He didn't deny doing it. He just wouldn't fess up to it. Pick one side or the other. Don't ride the fence. Public opinion will hang you every time.
And they did.
If you don't pick one side or the other.
But back to what was... To me, it was very vague what they said he was doing. He knew it was performance enhancing, but it was legal and it wasn't outlawed by baseball.
Well, that was during the Andro period. There's still talk that he did actual straight steroids. The androsterine, I think it was what they called it. That was just a regular a supplement legal in baseball that made him test positive for some of the others, according to reports. And that's been 17 year old fuzzy, but. Even then, once it was outlawed, you got to admit, I did do it, but I did it before it was outlawed.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I haven't done it since. And say, I'm clean now. I haven't done anything since I did the andro and I got caught for it, and now I'm done. Record doing that because I admire his righteous perspective of it. I'm not going to go lie to the people. I'm not going to lie to the fans. I'm not going to lie to a nationwide audience. I'm not going to lie to Congress. A certain amount of integrity. But to say, I'm also not going to admit to it. That's not even being a good politician. That's simply, if you did it. I mean, if you go home to your girlfriend and you say, I did not sleep with anyone at the bar tonight. Well, of course you didn't. Why would I think you did? But now that you said it, why would you come out and say that? You got to watch your words, because if you say the wrong thing, people are going to jump to the wrong conclusion. And by saying, I'm not here to talk about the time I didn't do steroids, people are going to think, well, okay, what about the time you did do steroids?
Anyway, baseball needs to, and again, I didn't really follow A-Rod because he was a Yankee. And although you got tickets,
still is.
You got tickets to the All-Star game. And reason I wanted to see Derek Jeter play before he retired. And I'm glad to say I got to see him play. Was it about an hour and a half he played?
He went in there a whole lot when the All-Star game was here in St. Louis, but it was still it was an experience. But I have no problem with them coming back if Well, I do have a problem with coming back. So I'm not going to trip over my own words from earlier. If you're caught, you're gone, is my opinion.
Mhm.
But if he's within the rules of baseball, they're going to allow him to come back. He's almost 40 years old. If he can still perform at a major league level and play within the rules, then fine. Yeah, I'm not making the rules for baseball. If they ask me, you get caught once, you're done. You've got a once in a lifetime job opportunity to be a major league athlete, whether you're in baseball, football, hockey, soccer, whatever, where you can get $1 million contract. 99.9% of the population, probably higher than that, has zero chance of ever making $1 million in a year. That's just the economics of the business in the world.
How can you not? That's like such an paltry amount.
You're in that 0.001 class, I guess.
Are you talking American money?
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. See,
Never mind, my bad. I was thinking rupees.
No. He's behind the keyboard over there.
That's rupee, not rupee.
There's a difference.
Yeah, one's cash, the other's just should be fighting Godzilla.
Okay. He's talking about you over there, producer. How you like that? Anyway, but you have such a minimal chance to make that kind of money. If you blow it, you blow it. You should never have a second chance to make that kind of money, especially if you were caught cheating to do it. I don't tolerate cheaters, period. It's just not something that's in my DNA. I was raised differently than that. I have a different moral compass, a different moral code than to say it's okay if you cheat as long as you're sorry. I don't care if you're playing Monopoly or Major League Baseball.
No, and I don't really think that. But I believe it's a lot like politics, where people are much more outraged to talk about it than they actually are.
I don't think so. I think people really want to see an integrity-based game that is more forthright, that they don't have to worry about. And I'm not even getting into the idea of role models and such, which I firmly believe in too. When you're taking that kind of money and you're trying to appeal to the family nature of mom, dad, and the kids to coming on the weekends, that responsibility on the shoulders as well.
Yeah.
You got to know that comes with the territory. That's why you're getting the paycheck you're getting.
Who was it that said I didn't sign on to be a role?
Over the years. I mean, hell, we went through the whole Super Bowl fiasco of the media days. I can't remember the guy's name from Seattle. I'm only here so I don't get fined. I might have been. I'm only here so I don't get fined.
And I mean, to me, the best thing they could have done was.
Can you give a better answer to that? Yes. Thank you for asking that question. Next.
The best thing the media could have done is just.
Thank you for asking that question.
Or just, I would have definitely asked some questions like, if you like men, could you just say that you're only here so you don't get fined?
Well, now, and that's a totally different topic, but it's something we can talk about. That's one of the problems with the American sports fan, the American public in general.
Too forgiving?
We love an asshole. We hate an asshole, but we love an asshole. We love to hate assholes.
No, we like to see assholes lose.
No, you got to have a bad guy. You got to have the bad guy. Saturday Night Live's 40th anniversary show this past Sunday night. Love the show.
Heard Eddie Murphy tanked it.
Eddie Murphy didn't do anything to tank it. He just didn't do anything. He came out and said, "Thank you, good night." Phil Flam, bar, good night. It was a show from Raw. He didn't actually do the Phil Flam, but it was very similar. Chris Rock took 2 minutes to introduce him.
I heard it was
Eddie
a
came out
giant
for 30
build-up.
seconds. I was like, okay. But then Kanye West got 5 minutes to perform a song, who's back in the spotlight after the Grammys, after he went up on stage during Beck's award for they didn't win for the Summit of Beyonce's Rescue. That's with the MTV Video Music Awards, I guess 5 years ago already, when he interrupted Taylor Swift. I'm going to let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best albums ever, one of the best videos ever.
I disagree. I didn't like them.
Who?
Beyonce's album or video.
You didn't like the videos?
No.
You didn't like the single ladies?
No.
Then why do you have a leotard?
That's my business, sir.
Okay. I thought it was because it was out of respect for the video.
No, here's the thing that bothers me. I fully support right to go snatch the microphone and say what he has to say.
What right does he have to do that?
One moment, sir. I just wish he would snatch it away from James Hetfield. Any rock or metal act, or anybody that could just whip the shit.
Now, see, you don't know who that might be. That could be that Bruce Lee guy. He might be a badass. You don't know. I mean, he might be a badass. I understand what you're saying.
No,
Even Kiss, one of my favorite bands of all time,
and
came out and said when they asked him, what should Beck have done? He should have nuts. That's what I would have done. Get him square in the nuts. You don't take my spotlight.
Well, he was that closet ninja badass you're talking about. What, he really picked on Taylor Swift and Beck?
He wasn't picking on them as much as he was defending Beyonce 2 times in a row. She's the common denominator there, not Kanye.
Is he trying to blow Jay-Z or get with her?
Does Kanye have a career without Jay-Z? Some people seem to think so. He sells records.
Huh.
I'm not a fan of him. I have no idea. I still think there's a conspiracy theory going on at the Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary.
Conspiracy.
I believe the conspiracy involves Eddie Murphy was supposed to do a sketch. He said, no, take my sketch time and give it to Kanye so he can perform under a bed sheet for 5 minutes. I think that's what happened. That's my opinion. I don't have any proof of that. What I saw, that's what it looked like. Because did you see the performance? Did you watch the show?
No, okay, we forgot. That's what happened.
Is that code for I didn't pay my satellite bill?
No, we paid it. We recorded the one that was on Saturday, but not Sunday. Because we turned it on, Brett's like, what the hell? This isn't... And
it was a well put together show. The flops, the Californians it was okay the first 1 or 2 times during the actual Saturday night shows, but this one they just drug it out. They had a little payoff at the end. The Californians, Brad, why don't you just go back to school? Just get on the 5 and go north up until it's a joke that's lost on most of the country, and the segment just went.
I noticed Saturday Night
The
Live.
payoff was Bradley Cooper White at the end.
Well, that's just hot. Who the hell wouldn't?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah.
He got to hit a golden girl.
Dusty Muffin and all.
Dusty Muffin. Yeah. Archaeology trip down that dark hole looking for bone.
But Kanye had to be the best, to steal a term from you, he had to be the best piss break of the show. You knew as soon as he came on, you had plenty of time to go, make a sandwich, go to the bathroom, smoke a cigarette, and come on back after the commercial break.
To be clear, piss break was a term that was reserved for X-Pac.
Which, for those who aren't familiar, that professional wrestler Sean Waltman, WWE, DX, professional wrestler back in the boom period, late 90s. He's still around today, but not on the national level.
But anyway, Saturday Night Live, I've noticed over the many years that they'll kind of get on a skit that is making them laugh. Nobody else is really liking it, and they just keep going and taking it further and further and further.
But sometimes those are the best sketches. Sometimes they really are. The sketches, they're hard not to laugh at when the cast members are actually cracking up, because laughter is contagious. It's great to have something that actually makes you laugh genuinely, but it's sometimes just as good. Like the whole Cork Soakers routine with Janet Jackson when she co-hosted. If we can find a video of that, I'd love to run that on
sweaty balls.
But it's I don't know if it's out there now. It's the Cork Soakers. But they kept cracking up left and right during the segment. You got Horatio Sands, you got Jimmy Fallon, you got Seth Meyers is on it. The core cast, which is probably one of the better casts of the new millennium, and Janet Jackson, who really is for being a Jackson, she comes across as very girl next door and normal. In my mind, image-wise, she comes across very, very purebred.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Well, I mean, in the freak show she grew up in, you're probably right.
Oh, the fact that she's a Jackson should tell you pretty much everything you need to know there. But it's like, the old joke. It was a Saturday Night Live joke, I believe. LaToya, you're a Jackson. How jacked up do you have to be the weird one? And that's, think about that. How jacked up do you have to be the weird one if you're a Jackson? If you're in that family?
It's ate up like a soup sandwich.
Exactly. But that's the whole point is why, and Janet is probably the most normal of the bunch. If you're talking about any man that's made it, she's done great from the time she was Penny on Good Times all the way up to today. She's still
What's she doing now?
A gal you could hang out and have a glass of wine or a beer with.
Yeah, she doesn't drink beer.
I don't know what she's doing now.
What's she doing now? Thank you for your input.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What am I supposed to?
Because you're a fan.
The Jacksons are pretty much taking a back seat of this fucking stuff, in my opinion.
Ruby, what do you got as far as the chat room tonight? Or this evening live?
Chat.
Chatting on Google Hangouts or both? How do they interact with us tonight? Give us the skinny on that.
You can
No pun intended.
Yeah, you can interact with the Google Hangouts. Where they're live, that's where we chat live is in the Hangout.
Okay, so not on YouTube. If you're watching, you want to get involved, join us on Google Hangouts.
That's right.
All right. Well, we're almost at the halfway point. You ready to take a quick break?
Before we do that, I just quick parent life for many years.
It's the 40 years old, so pretty much all my life.
So, who do you think was the best host they've ever had?
Oh man, that's so hard to say because the hosts are so limited to what the writers come up with, and they've had better writing staffs and worse writing staffs. They've had up years and down years. The cast hasn't always been amazing. So I mean, you're dealing with so many variables. The first one is Justin Timberlake. I did not think he would be that guy, but
I didn't like him until he went, and I still think Jim Carrey did a better. Of course, Jim Carrey is.
Are you talking his recent hosting gigs, or has he had previous?
I'm talking any. But Jim Carrey had back with
about a year ago.
The Night of the Roxbury sketch.
Well, when he was doing the Carey family reunion, he did every time he goes back. They seem to run a clip of him auditioning for SNL and not making it. Cut with his audition.
Yeah, I don't think I'd brag, but
I think that's the joke, though. That
so with that,
they missed out on a potential superstar talent and didn't live in color picked him up.
What was the big host?
Man, there've been a lot of them. There've been a lot. Now, maybe that's a sign of my age in pop culture in general. But weeks ago, Kate or another.
J.K. Not Golding.
That's the gal from Harry Potter.
Yeah. What the hell's his name?
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Level to be hosting SNL.
No, he's funny. He's a very funny guy.
I watched the show. And it was fine. He was good at what he did. But he was not the guy hosting SNL. I expect SNL, especially now with the respect they've got at 40 years of, to be all A-listers. That may not be fair to say, but
I think when you start, kind of what made it cool.
Not really. I mean, that's where you want to see these guys. I mean, like Bradley Cooper hosting, Justin Timberlake hosting. There have been a few others. Like I'm not a fan of the double bang on SNL. I don't like the host being the musical guest as well. That I've never been a fan of that, even with JT. I don't
like it either, especially if I think the music sucks. Yeah. Now, if Kiss were to host Saturday Night Live, by all means, host it and music. You know, it's
Well, I don't think you're going to get 4 people to host it.
Well, he takes a lot. April 7, counting Vinnie Vincent.
No, if you get them.
It's Kiss Company.
St. John and Kulik are still alive too, right? I don't know. I'd have to look that part up. Then you could have the entire Kiss family up there.
Right now, all 4 people watching one.
Old Kiss members of the 80s. Some were only there for a studio album, I believe.
Some of them were there for a couple of notes.
Yeah.
Doom, doom, thank you.
But all right, the Saturday Night Live 40th anniversary show, going out of your way to check it out. I thought it was an incredible show. And the one thing I came away from the show with, well, I will say that Eddie Murphy proved nothing, whether he still got it or doesn't have it. He didn't have to prove anything. He's got his resume to work on. Nothing to put himself back in the public spotlight. He had the stage, and he didn't do anything to capitalize on it. The guy who did Steve Martin, he had me laughing my ass off.
Oh, he's a riot.
I haven't seen Steve Martin do anything recently, but he's still.
I did hear Chevy Chase was falling apart, too.
Well, these guys are all getting old. These are all.
Well, no, I
guys
heard
who are-
like Chevy Chase was drooling on himself type stuff.
Oh no, I didn't see anything that bad. I thought he was fine. He was just, you could tell he's getting older. He's,
And again, I love Chevy Chase movies, and I hear the guy's an asshole. I really hope I'm wrong because he seems like a great guy.
But Steve Martin, the joke that got me the most, I have no idea why because it wasn't his best joke by far, but it was the joke that got me was he did the second opening segment, like the monologue segment, as opposed to the cold open.
Mm-hmm.
After they do the Who's All Here Tonight, the credits.
Yeah.
And he brought out a bunch of guys came out. Tom Hanks came out, and Billy Crystal came out, and Paul Simon and Paul McCartney, and Alec Baldwin, and there was just a list of people. And Alec Baldwin holds them up and says, "Tonight, I've tied you." And Alec says, "No, you haven't." And Steve's response is, "Don't know that." It's just like I said, it's a dumb joke, but
no, he said one of my favorite all time favorite movie lines rather, and that was in. And he just looked at the camera and goes, "That's why they call me a master sergeant." And that was
the
just,
delivery, yeah.
Anyhow,
It means everything.
I'm ready for.
We still got the second half of the show to go, people. We got to talk about a public servant accidentally committing suicide. That's going to be a fun topic.
And the mangling of my national anthem.
We're going to talk about President's Day.
And with
Cam chatting. And my experience with Cam chatting earlier this week. Did you really have to go there?
What else were you doing on it?
Ruby, before he gets like, what was I doing on that? It had nothing to do with that.
What were you trying to find?
I wasn't trying to find anything. It was something I stumbled go to break. I stumbled across. I wasn't looking. It's the internet, for God's sake. You want to know where the sidewalk ends? It ends at Cam chatting. I'm telling you, Cheryl Silverstein, I found the end. I know we're going to break. Why aren't we there?
I'm going to pee if I pee on the couch.
You're going to be on the couch. If he keeps us on the air any longer, you can't get up yet.
Why not?
Because you're cam chatting.
Will you figure out what the fuck you're doing?
You're cam chatting.
Saturday Night Live's 40th anniversary special held nothing back. There was a look back at memorable past acts. The show also paid homage to some of its most popular skits with these updates.
I'll take the tits now for $800.
I'm gonna give it to you. Cause I'm down, I'm gonna give it to you. That's right. Turn down the wall. What's up? Did you to monkey?
Sometimes I worry that SNL characters lean too heavily on catchphrases instead of original comedy.
No.
Way? No. It makes me want to hurl. Sweet. All right.
We also got back in time with these old audition tapes.
Up, down, up, down. A lot of people have been asking me, why did you get to the end of the Richard, I hate to interrupt you because beautiful.
We're using the that's very special. Sale of Oliver holiday cans.
Of course, what would an SNL show be without some political humor?
Very tough decisions. That's why I'm going with the chimney.
Now I like some fancy walking.
Relations with President Clinton.
And don't forget all the awesome guest stars.
There
Dear Roseanne, Dana, let's smoke. And now I'm depressed, I gained weight, my face broke out, I'm nauseous, I'm constipated, my gums are bleeding, my sinuses are clogged, I got hot but active guy. I'm here to tell you that being a weekend anchor to you or you jack squat. But we're gonna rip it up at that dancing with you.
All we have to ask is, will we really have to wait another 4? Saturday Night Live's 40th anniversary special held. It was a look back at memorable past acts.
This is how you answer.
The show also paid homage to its most popular skits with these dates.
Now for
To anybody. I'm telephone gonna give it to you. Cause I'm telephone gonna give it to you. That's up. Turn down the wall. If you do the polka, gotta made this stuff.
Worried that phrases instead of original comedy.
No way.
Way?
No way.
It makes me want to hurl. Swing. All right.
We also got
Up, down, down. A lot of people have you. Why is it that you can't, get to the end of a sentence? Richard, I hate that.
All right, everyone. We're almost back for the second half of the sleep a whole lot these days. We'll talk about it a little bit later. That's our final topic this week. What I do when I don't sleep, apparently.
You've missed days.
But I find webcams. It's still to come, people. You don't want to leave us this week.
This shit comes out my nose.
And this is our final week is the Dirty Heinous show. We got more things brewing around here. Things change up. We're going to stay live on Wednesdays, but the Dirty Heinous show will be no more, at least as we know it here. That it might still exist in its own way. Dirty and Heinous, of course, neither one here again. Dirty's been here.
But and again,
Heinous hasn't been here in quite a while. So whatever you're out there doing, Heinous, Godspeed, God bless you, man. We're okay.
No, and
let us know if that infection hasn't cleared up yet. I'll get you some new meds.
I'm just testing or staffing. It just
changes
the way things worked out tonight. No people couldn't be here. I was almost one of them that couldn't be here.
So that's going to happen from time to time.
Because I was in the old toast.
They got a drive in there, don't they?
Yes, they do. And several scrap yards I'd like to roll through.
The drive-in, that's the big one. Most towns can't say they got a drive-in anymore. That's kind of a cool deal.
We used to have a nice one.
Where? You used to have a nice one.
Oh, yeah, you're younger than 4 months.
Phone's buzzing. It's not supposed to be buzzing.
No!
I don't know how that happened. I don't have a power button on my phone anymore.
Anyway.
That's totally involved. Talk official commit suicide. We promised to have that conversation.
Yes. Laugh. I would go to hell.
I can't believe this is a true story. 55-year-old woman, publicly elected township councilwoman, Thursday Day, accidentally commits suicide.
Now, was she busting a cat?
She literally had a bra that she was adjusting that didn't fit, or wasn't aimed the way she wanted, and was trying to adjust it, and was looking down, And all of a sudden, shot herself in the eye. So I shot a couple girls in the eye in the day, but not with a gun. Not that kind of gun. She died.
I've seen those holsters. They're tucked in right in, and
Well, apparently there's a few that are also down to the side where the gun kind of comes in under the breast.
Okay, now.
And I don't know how she was trying to adjust it or tuck it or whatever, but somehow she wound up looking down the barrel, the firearm discharge, shot herself
On the
in
range,
eye.
we say that is barrel. PSA.
Anywhere you would say that's bad. Doesn't have to be on the
Well,
range.
you do realize I get firearms enthusiast.
Yes, sir. You're a card-carrying member of a very nice firing range, I would say.
Well, I got to renew my membership.
You were a card-carrying member.
I still have the card. I still carry it. I just haven't paid them yet this year. Anyhow,
it's been cold out.
What? I want to read more on this. I want to find out what pistol she had that it just went off like that.
More to it than just went off, but it was New Year's Day. Notes I got: shot herself like a bra holster.
Was it like a Dick Cheney thing? Have a little too much to drink, shoot somebody in the face?
Hard to say, man. It could have been. She might have been dealing with a hangover. 55 and a publicly elected official, and she administered it like the type to be drinking, but anything's possible. Have their vices. I'm kind of thinking that it's more a conversation for possible concern. I get that this is a rare instance, but there's the concern about concealed carry, the need for concealing. You know more about those rules than I do at this point. You're well steeped in that, especially compared to me. But if you have a CCW, concealed carry, are you allowed to not conceal it? Are you allowed to display it?
Well, you have the right to display it no matter what. As long as it's you can wear a firearm in a holster. You can't go into a bank or an establishment that doesn't allow firearms, but you can be in public with it out. Okay. Now you're probably going to get harassed by the cops. And there's groups. There's some guys in Texas and some other guys that they like to carry their rifles everywhere they go.
I saw that. That's kind of overkill, and that's just pushing the bounds.
Well, and they're doing it for shock value. And I'm thinking, you're not helping the cause. I'm not one of these people that believes the government's going to come take my guns. If they ever tried out, first of all, they wouldn't get enough people in law enforcement to support that, to go door to door and take them. There would be way too many. But I don't have a concealed carry. I don't feel I have a need for it. I don't. When I was traveling heavily, I looked into it just because I was sleeping in the car in different rest areas, but the conceal and carry does not cross state lines, which would have completely defeated the point, because once I get back into Missouri, I'm going to make it home no matter what. If people want to carry, if they feel they need to, there are some people that, have legitimate threats against them that I get it. Safe, and they have that right. And I haven't heard too many, I haven't heard any stories of somebody with a conceal and carry that's been just brandishing a firearm to scare somebody. And
now, folks, keep in mind, if you're watching this, if you'd like, check us out in the Google chat room, the Google Hangout in any stock.
But and that's one thing. I had to join the NRA to get the insurance to cover me at the firing range. It's the only reason I joined, because I, quite frankly, got fed up with the NRA. As soon as you get your membership card, it's a nonstop barrage of people calling you with this political crap. And I don't support either political party, so I think they're both absolutely ridiculous and detrimental, and so I don't want to give money to support. And they try all these scare tactics that work on, dipshits, for lack of a better term. So, yeah, anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent there. But, yeah, I mean, they're the ones that are creating a lot of the hysteria where people are concerned they're going to lose their guns, and so they figure the conceal and carry was another way to help keep it, and you don't know who's armed. And I have read stories in the NRA magazine where they love to find somebody who has a conceal and carry and was able to kill somebody legally. And that'd
be the last thing I'd want to do if I carried, which I don't have a CCW myself, but if I did carry, last thing I'd ever want to have to do is use it. I wouldn't look forward to the idea.
No, I think anybody that's looking forward to killing somebody is just fucked in the head anyway.
Well, I think there's a lot of people, and I don't want to open a can of worms there. There's a larger number than most of us would anticipate that want to be able to say they use their CCW.
Oh, I mean, I think everybody when they go for it has that dream, and
I think that's a problem because the idea that should be the last thing you want to do is have to use it. It's like you don't want to use insurance. It's there if you need it, but you shouldn't look forward to it.
True. I mean, and there's a certain stigma that goes when you buy a firearm, and everybody who's purchased a firearm, be it a rifle, I guarantee when nobody was looking, they posed in front of a mirror with it just to see how bad they looked. I did.
I believe that.
A few times. Actually, every new one.
I believe you still do that today.
Maybe I do.
I believe if you had to pull out your insurance portfolio with the firearms shown, everyone was you posing in your underwear.
And again, the people carrying on the outside went to Kansas City 6 months ago. Well, I had been at the range all day before, and I have a 9mm Beretta. It's my favorite handgun ever made. And so I don't know how many rounds we put through it, but I hadn't. So I figured, well, I'm sitting in a hotel watching TV. I'll bring it with me, clean it. It'll give me something to do the first night I'm there. So I'm getting things out of the car, and my hands are full. And so it's got the thing I just clipped it to the belt and walked in with all my luggage. The reaction I had to people as I'm walking through the door, and luckily I was dressed kind of like I am now, and I heard somebody say, "Oh, he's probably a cop." Oh.
When the cops started shopping at Walmart?
No, at the hotel. I don't shop at Walmart, Dick.
Well, you said that you were dressed like this. I'm sorry.
Like a penis.
Anyway, continue your story, sir.
No, it just
interject.
I think there's people that do the open carry. I think they're looking for that shock value, and I don't know. I think it's stupid.
I agree with you. I mean, there's a lot more legs to that conversation. We'll revisit that in the future. But as segue right now, let's talk about it and the Second Amendment rights. And I get the conversation there and the need for protecting those rights. Is signed off on by the President of the United States. Monday was President's Day. It was a federal holiday. My question to you, what did you do to celebrate President's Day?
Me personally?
You personally.
Went to work to pay taxes.
You worked on Monday.
I worked Veterans Day and Memorial Day. Yeah, it pisses me off. But
okay, I worked as well. And if anyone's watching right now and you did something to celebrate President's Day, let us know in the Google Hangouts chat room. We're monitoring that, and producer Ruby will let us know if you have anything to say, hopefully, and we'll respond accordingly and bring you in the conversation. Keep in mind, in future weeks, we'll have the phone lines open where you can call in and be a part of the conversation directly. But at this point, President's Day, being a federal holiday, it's now a combined holiday in our lifetimes. It was Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday. Now they've been combined. Right, and now they've been combined and to celebrate all the presidents of the United States.
So you think they should have used Washington's birthday or Lincoln's birthday for that?
Should they have used either?
No.
And what do you do to celebrate a national holiday today? In 2015...
Well, it's too cold to barbecue. That's what most people do on a holiday.
In 2015, what was the last national holiday you celebrated outside of Christmas, which is actually a religious holiday that is so celebrated in America that
the last holiday I celebrated
said, okay.
Super Bowl.
That's not a holiday.
That is the biggest day of the year where Americans get together.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that's an American holiday.
And we all watch the same TV show.
Truly American holiday.
We all watch the same TV show, but I am talking as far as an actual national holiday. Is there a need for...
Oh, yes.
How do you figure? I totally disagree.
Well, you're a business owner. You don't want to...
I would love to have a day off work. Because as a business owner, and this is only part of the conversation, but as a business owner, if I'm not open to take people's money, someone else will be open to take their money, and I'll lose that money.
So rather than honor the day, you're going to boil down to greed.
What's there to honor? Which day are you referring to specifically?
Well, any holiday that you can...
How many federal holidays do we have now? 13? 12?
I think it's more than that. I think they've got 14 or 15 because you got to
I don't
remember
think it's that many.
Columbus Day and.
Now those aren't all. There's bank holidays, but they're not all federal holidays.
I'm just thinking of all the days Billy's off.
Oh, and yeah, those are the bank holidays. Yes. Shout out to Billy McKay. But it's you're dealing with a situation there where nobody celebrates, even 4th of July. What do you do to celebrate the 4th of July? You go spend $300, maybe more, on Chinese-made fireworks.
But in recent, we've been using American-made gunpowder, kind of trying to create our own. No one's died yet.
And they've been following all the local rules within the law.
I live in Jefferson County. We all. Anyway.
Before we get the idea of an the observance is a wonderful idea, especially for tragic situations. I mean, I still believe, in the short term there needs to be more done for like 9/11. That was, we lost a National Day of fear and mourning, and it changed the way
the world works.
It really did in one day. And to minimize that just as a don't forget on this day, well, that's what the idea of the national holidays and observances were created for.
Hey, Ruby.
I'm not saying we need to add more. I'm saying we need to shuffle the deck and get rid of some of the ones that are just there to be there.
Watch this. So should we not celebrate Martin Luther King Day?
No,
should we not celebrate it, though?
Well, he changed the world closer to our lifetimes, at least in our parents' lifetimes. We absolutely should celebrate.
By how? How?
Right now, it's via a holiday, a national
holiday. Like just go out and hug a black dude? What?
No. I'm saying the holidays, the observances should be there, but
I'll hug you body when I see you.
The national holiday is the idea that it's nothing we celebrate as a nation anymore. It just doesn't happen. Memorial Day is about barbecues now. That's not what it started. Memorial Day used to be Decoration Day, where you went to the cemeteries and actually decorated the graves of the soldiers and the men who died to make this country great.
That is one of 4 holidays that I get drunk on.
Memorial Day, I still go over to Jefferson Barracks, and every year I find a random grave of an unknown soldier. I put flowers on it because when was the last time somebody did that? And there's a soul in there. There's the body of somebody who gave it.
And see, there's something else. And even a veteran speaking, that I do believe that we've built a lot of people up higher than they need to be. And we're putting all the flags over Jefferson. And I started looking. There is, and this is actually a good thing, but most of the people buried there did not die in a war combat.
That's true, but you had to earn your way into Jefferson Barracks.
Yeah.
I can't be buried there. Not unless I wind up marrying a gal who is a veteran.
Wow, that'd be weird.
It could happen. Spouses are allowed. My grandmother's over there. My grandpa served in World War II.
Okay. I probably won't be.
You probably won't have an opportunity.
I'm going to go cremation.
Unless you keep eating Gerbers and smoking, then you'll be there before it closes. But Jefferson Barracks is about to fill up.
Ah, nonsense. Let's dig under the highway and get rid of the hospital.
Highway. VA needs to go. We need more.
Think on the other side of the highway, there's a really shitty apartment complex. They just level that down and just mark off the 10 by 10 square foot that's actually hallowed ground there.
Let's not get into the local culture of it.
No, but
to fill up and it'll be closed within our lifetime. They're out of space.
I mean,
they actually expect it to be done by 2012.
To me, in a perfect world, we wouldn't really need to keep them open to bury the fallen. But that's just me and wishing there anymore. But no, I mean, with the exception of New Year's. Okay, so for New Year's we go out and get drunk. So we're drunk for the end of the year, and we're still hammered. So we kick off the next year drunk. And then there's Christmas. You get together with your family, you exchange presents because it was Jesus' birthday. Then you get drunk.
Not necessarily.
4th of July, you buy fireworks. You stimulate the sounds of the Revolutionary War. Then and you get drunk, you kind of see a
We
pattern.
are a country built on alcohol.
Well, we were kind of founded by Irish people.
Yeah.
And some English and German.
There's a good one. Wait, let me pull this up and I'll read it real quick, and then we got to is rewind. You're online, part of the show live. If it's Wednesday night and you're watching, join us on Google Hangouts. You can have your say and tell us what we're talking about that you like, what you don't like, what your thoughts are, good, bad, and different. But I'm going to try to zoom in here on a picture that I've got. If I would have thought about it, I would have brought it up earlier. But I'm going to see if I can get it on the camera here. It's about being an alcoholic culture overall. And I don't think we're going to be able to read that on there. I don't think it's going to focus right.
Orate, sir.
I shall. Well, there it goes. 6,000 men are employed at the Anheuser-Busch plant, the home of Budweiser. Wholesome beers, they're rank, and nowhere in the world can be found finer specimens of healthy manhood. 750,000 such men are of America's breweries and their allied industries, receiving good living wages and directly dependent on my phone shutting off because of saving battery. I can barely hold that up and read it. So I'll just
No
read
shit.
it to you. 750,000 such men are on the payrolls of America's breweries and their allied industries, receiving good living wages and directly dependent upon their pay envelopes are not less than 4 million women and children. The brewing industry is now the 6th largest in America and pays annually at least $200 million for farm products and the like sum for manufactured articles. This year, 6,448,000 acres were planted in barley alone, and 153,317,000 bushels harvested. Over 400,000 people engaged in farming are required to produce these crops. Only the choicest materials are used for America's favorite beverage by the largest brewery in the world, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, USA.
Okay.
Cheers.
So,
I don't know how old that is, but it goes back.
but off what I was saying earlier about how the holidays go, if we add 5 federal holidays, what kind of boon in sales is that going to be? Since all we do on
Adding
holidays
holidays?
is get drunk.
But if you're smart, you get drunk on the eve of the holiday, so you have the holiday to recover. That's the way the true alcoholics are, like me. That's the way I
I
do
would
it.
say that's not an act. You really are Irish.
Amen. Yeah, you do it the night before, so you can really get tanked and then have all day to recover. On the holiday, you're probably calling in the next day too. And employers got smart with that. 'Cause most
take
employers
vacation.
won't pay you if you call in sick the day after a holiday. You don't get holiday pay anymore
Greedy
because they figured out
bastards.
you're drunk.
Huh.
I believe I will. There's a pot or a kettle. I just got a bottle of beer here. I got to pour it in this glass before I can drink it.
As far as I was thinking the Flag Day and all that kind of stuff, and we talked earlier about the. And my question is,
Let's save that one for next week.
You want to?
Yeah, we're running out of time here. We're getting
Okay.
short on time.
Yeah, and I want to hear about your.
I've got to tell
your
a
web
story.
splat,
I got to tell a little
cam.
story here. This will take us out this week. This will be the story's going to take just a second here, but
Does this involve leather pants?
no, it's actually much more painful than that. I'm not into the painful stuff, but this week I had to have a tooth removed. It was back over here, if I understood correctly, from Dr. Young, my dentist, who's a beautiful young woman. It was the number 18. 17's gone. That was a wisdom tooth.
And you learned this from web porn?
No, I talked to my dentist. I listened when my doctor talks.
Okay.
And it's number 18 had to get two. I had
They
to
yanked it.
wow.
Keep going.
I gotta watch my
You're
words.
yanking it, sir.
No, she yanked it.
She yanked it.
No, my tooth.
On the internet.
My tooth. No, not on the internet. Yeah, stop twisting words.
Twisted what?
This was on Monday night. I'm getting ready to have the to be fairly early, and I'm kind of a night owl, so I had to, stay up for a while because I didn't want to have a full night of sleep. I didn't want to have a full night of sleep.
Full night.
Pervert.
Which is about, what, 3 hours?
Full night for me is usually a good 8. I usually
Wow.
sleep a straight 8.
Okay.
So I got to bed. In the meantime, trying to kill some time, I was looking up some information about webcams and what we do with our software here and how we're producing the show with the multiple split cam angles, that kind of thing. He's saying, can I use this for roulette.com? I'm like, well, wait, what's chat roulette? And I wound up roulette. Folks, if you have, I recommend you don't. If you're over the age of 18 and seeing penises is your thing, go for it. But in my situation, I wanted to go into it out of curiosity and said,
Right.
okay.
What if this is going to jack off?
It wasn't.
Yes, it is.
It wasn't looking for smut. I was literally looking for information on the software here. I even gave Ruby a producer on shortcuts on how to use the software better.
Yeah. It's like I
Well, yeah, because you sat down before the other guy got up.
back to your accidental porn.
Okay, it's not accidental porn.
Oh, it was intentional porn.
Oh, I know it was porn. It could have been more like slides from health class because it was nothing sexy. It was that bag of dicks you're always talking about. Somebody spilled that bag and it went into chat roulette, and every camera it pulls up like a hot or not thing, and it's got a chat or next button as soon as their camera pops up, and all you see are I kept clicking, thinking there's got to be a girl on here, and finally found one after like 30 clicks,
And she had a dick.
and then she hit the click on me.
So,
She wasn't looking at my dick. She was looking at right here. She was looking up here.
If
That
you
might
had
have been
to-
the problem. I
if
don't
you
know.
had to guesstimate, how many linear feet of dick do you think you saw?
Oh God, at least a foot and a half.
And there was 30 of them. So there's some dudes that are pretty proud of their mushrooms.
I used to think I might not have been, but man, after clicking that thing 30 times, I'm a new man. I'm feeling pretty confident.
I used to think it was funny to tell people I peed on my own balls, but then seeing people that probably actually do, I feel a little bad.
But the conversation gets worse because
Oh dear God.
I'm giving up on chat roulette. This is dumb. Chat websites? So I Googled cam chats, and there's
Yeah, because this is for science.
there's Chat Alternative, which is the same interface from Cam Roulette or Chat Roulette, but with you don't have to log in or whatever.
Oh, it's just free penis for you.
I kid you not, from around the world.
Oh, international penis for free.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
You can pick your country even. You're saying, I only want to see dicks from China.
In your experience, so did you see dicks from China, and then you went to the Congo, and how'd that work?
I did a survey, but I did narrow it down to the U.S., and I still think I'm okay.
I don't. You're jerking off on.
How would you know?
Chat rooms?
Wait, whoa, how would you know how I'm doing?
Mentally.
We've never even been in the same shower.
That's not true. As a matter of fact, we can go to video. I have a video of him peeing. Well, it was pretty impressive.
Behind.
He peed about 30 feet. He staggered this way, and he staggered that way, and he stopped and turned around. And he never stopped straight. Anyway.
I am a Murphy, sir. I am drinking beer.
Yes. So, it's just like...
No, the whole conversation was simply...
So did you ever see the sex video with your
This
dentist?
exists, that's all. There's a sex video with my ex?
No, with your dentist. I was ever curious if you found that.
There's a sex video with my dentist?
Well, what were you looking for?
I wasn't looking for anything related to my dentist.
Well, how'd she play in?
She didn't play in. I was talking about I was getting a tooth yanked on Tuesday, so I was staying up late on Monday, and that's where I came across information about how this... It was a segue, sir. You'll learn about them in future editions of the show. We'll get better at them, I promise, and you'll finally learn what they mean.
Anybody else buying this shit?
Just because you mentioned one person's name does not mean they were part of your fantasy.
Buying it. Was one
Good.
of
If somebody's buying.
Did he see your dick?
I don't have
Hey, bartender, he's buying. He said another round, please.
And he'll show you his dick.
Folks, we'll see you next week right here at Dirty Heinous Show. Signing off one more time. Dirty Heinous. In the meantime, we'll be back with a new show next week. Brand new stuff. We'll be talking about the next take on that.
And we'll probably flash back and Murph will get to talk us.
Hey, you want a cam chat later?
No.
Do you have a camera on your lap?
Oh. I'm doing a spot right now where I kind of feel okay about myself.
Is this like that whole fade in thing? We're not fading out too.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
All I
that's
know is
good.
if I see bigger dicks, and it's I got a Civil War cannon.
Right, because the whole idea,
Big
if you have a
wheels on the
cam on your
barrel.
laptop, is supposed to be kind of rhetorical. We weren't supposed to talk after that.
Oh, my bad.
I didn't want to hear an answer. I really didn't.